Underage access to alcohol is a growing problem nationwide. Experts say kids are drinking younger than ever before, with 29% having their first drink before the age of 13.
I think that when we were first starting high school, it was freshman year, but I think the younger grades now are starting a lot earlier. And I know of many middle school students who are starting much earlier than we did.
Increasingly sophisticated phony IDs make it harder for retailers to tell who's 21 and legal and who's not.
I know a lot of people who have fake IDs, and if you don't, you know somebody who does, and they can always get alcohol for you.
Experts with the Pacific Institute say the younger kids start drinking, the more likely they'll be problem drinkers later on.
The younger kids start drinking, the more likely they are to develop problems later in life, particularly dependence problems. The trends in drinking are that kids are starting to drink now slightly younger age than they did, say, 10 years ago.
And the statistics paint a troubling picture. Over 13,000 underage kids drink each year. In 2000, more than 73,000 kids were admitted to alcohol treatment centers. And experts say as many as 30% purchase their alcohol directly from retailers. These sobering facts about kids and drinking help create the Responsible Retailing Forum, in which retailers, alcohol beverage producers, and law enforcement all are committed to preventing underage access.
So the primary objective of the Responsible Retailing Forum is, first of all, just to create a venue where people can understand the problems of underage access and use from the perspective of a whole range of stakeholders, and so that what emerges from this will be policies that are more informed.
To help restrict underage access at the retail level, the Responsible Retailing Forum helps clerks recognize and refuse underage sales and helps stores put in place managerial systems that ensure clerks are well-trained and supervised.
We have major national chains here. Walmart has participated in the Responsible Retailing Forum. ExxonMobil, 7-Eleven have been long-term participants.
At ExxonMobil's 14,000 convenience stores nationwide, compliance for sales of age-restricted products increased 20% when best practices with the Responsible Retailing Forum were put in place.
We card everybody who appears to be under 30. We make sure that on a quarterly basis that every one of our stores goes through a retraining program and a refresher program to ensure that everybody who's at those stores, the manager and the attendants, understand all of the guidelines that are in effect.
And community awareness is key. According to the Century Council, a coalition of leading distillers, 65% of underage kids get alcohol from family and friends. The Responsible Retailing Forum works with retailers and law enforcement to identify third-party purchases when an adult buys for someone under 21. And with programs like Cops in Shops, law enforcement shares its investigative tools with retailers to identify alcohol sales destined for underage drinkers, as well as fake IDs.
We started our Cops in Shops program, where we'll have police officers actually pose as the store clerks, and we'll go to areas popular with the kids again, and we try to educate them in what to look for while we're inside the store working alongside them. And of course, if anybody comes through with a fake identification, we're going to go ahead and charge them as they leave the store.
And community concern is the best defense against underage access.
The concern in the community about preventing underage sales is what attunes the retailers to the necessity of paying attention, and it gets the enforcement community involved as well.
Diageo, a leading premium beverage producer, is a partner with the Responsible Retailing Forum.
Solving the problem of underage drinking is not always as simple as it sounds for the retailer. Responsible Retailing Forum is hands-on, and it gives the retailer concrete tools on how to say no, how to check ID, and how to stop the illegal purchase by kids in its tracks.
Some of the best practices to prevent underage access include mandatory training for all clerks. Some states provide incentives for retailers, like reductions in liability insurance and reduced violations for establishments active in responsible retailing programs.
So it's not enough just to have a policy not to sell to a minor. What we really need to develop are systems for managers to be able to better train and supervise and monitor clerk and server performance, and really to be able to provide assistance to them rather than just instruct them.
So what impact does responsible retailing have at the level of underage sales? Will an underage kid who gets caught try again?
Yeah, I've heard of people being arrested. You know, I know people who have been arrested. I think that just makes the whole experience worse. Your parents, don't trust you anymore, and, it's public knowledge.